Welcome everybody to our Green Acres. I'm so glad you came over to our channel today. And if you are new to my channel, I want to introduce myself. My name is Teresa. Welcome everybody to my channel and Merry Christmas. In today's video, I'm going to take some thrifted and some yard sale finds. I'm going to upcycle them. I'm also going to show you how we can take some scrap wood pieces and I'm going to show you how we can turn those into some really cute Christmas decor for our Christmas tree or tier trays. I'm going to make a little angel for you. I'm also going to show you how we can take some junk hardware and we can make a cute Christmas tree. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and as always, I hope you get lots of inspiration and ideas for your home for the Christmas season. And this video is also in collaboration with some other YouTube channels, so stay tuned for more info on that. Enjoy the video. The first decor piece we're going to work on today is going to be some lanterns, and I had these in a previous yard sale haul and I can't remember exactly how much I paid for them. For some reason I want to say I got them for $6 for the set, maybe $8. But anyway, I love lanterns, and I especially love them when they're metal like this and they have ornate detail to them. These will paint up really pretty white, and that's what I'm going to do to them. First, we're going to take the glass out of them. In most lanterns, the glass will remove very easily, in case you want to paint them. And I chalk painted them white. We went over them with a couple of layers of spray paint, and then I brought them in and went back over with another layer of white chalk paint. Now I'm going to go over it with a sanding block. I'm going to distress, and I'm just going to go around the edges and get in those little ornate places just to bring out some more of that metal that was underneath. And then we just go in, we clean the glass before we put it back in, and it was that easy. Now I just embellished them with a little bit of Christmas greenery and put some LED candles in them, but look how pretty they turned out. Now these I can leave out all year long, and I can decorate them for all the seasons. Also want to remind you, if you haven't joined my Facebook home decor page, I hope you'll go over and join it. Today's video is in collaboration with some other amazing YouTube channels. I'm going to leave links to their channels down in my description box below, so I hope you'll go out, check out their channels, and also their Winter Wonderland videos. So just make sure to go down, look at my description box, and find the link. Now the next project is going to be a little metal, it's a little hanging cone, and it's red, and it's pretty the way it is. So if you do red in your home, this would be perfect for you for Christmas. But this originally, you can see, was purchased at Stein Mart, and it was originally $12.99, and I got it at a yard sale for 75 cents. Now I'm just going to go over it with my candle wax, and if this is the first time to my channel, y'all know I will cover the base of something with candle wax, and that will help the paint lift off when I go to distress. But first I spray painted it black because I wanted black to be my base when I go to distress it. Then I just went over it with a little plastic scraper after I chalk painted it, and then just gave it some distressing. Now this is so pretty. Just hang it up, and you can fill it up with all kinds of Christmas greenery. I just added a little Christmas greenery and some ribbon to it, and this little piece, again, you can leave this out all year long, and you can just add to it for the seasons. Now I've been seeing how to make little wooden angels out of wooden spindles. So I just basically I'm going to take a wooden bead. I found some little wings, and now you can find wings at different places in the Christmas section. Yeah, these I got at Dollar General, but I know a lot of times Hobby Lobby has them. But just pick the wings that will fit your project the best. And I'm using a little spindle that I'm repurposing from a previous project. And these little spindles I got at a yard sale. They were a natural color, and I think they're more like a little craft spindle. So I'm pretty sure you can probably get these at Hobby Lobby. But I just chalk painted it and I distressed it. But I just glued it to my little wings. I glued on my little bead for her head, and I chalk painted it very lightly and sanded it just so it kind of blended in with my wings. I made her a little halo out of some lace and pearls, and then I'm just going to add a little lace around her neck with a pearl embellishment. This was a really easy little project, but I think she turned out so pretty. The next project's going to be some yard sale candlesticks. Now, I always love to pick up candlesticks, and especially these. They have some great ornate design on them. I paid $1 for the set. Now, there's some chips on these, and the taller one's got a really bad chip. It's got like a whole little section out of its edge. But I'm going to show you a real quick tip that I learned from my friend Sherry over at Canterbury Cottage. I saw on one of her videos one day, she says you can, repair little chips on things, and all you do is you get your air dry clay and you just go in and fill it in with your clay. You get some water if you need to help smooth it, but you just kind of shape it, let it dry, and then once I painted it, you can't even tell that little edge was chipped. So just a little DIY repair tip. You can use your air dry clay to fill in with chips, and if you have damage to some of your project pieces. Now I just added my little DIY coffee filter trees that I made, and there's a video. I'll link it below and at the end of this video if you want to make some of these. But I just put my coffee filter trees on them just to give you an idea of how you can decorate candlesticks for the Christmas season. The next project, I'm going to show you how we can kind of transform a garland. Now, I purchased this garland at Hobby Lobby, and it was 40% off. There's a lot of bells on this, and it's actually a garland that you can string along a mantle or, across like a long countertop or buffet or something, some kind of long piece. Well, I don't have a lot of areas like that in my home, but I thought it was a great value to get all these bells, and I loved those bells that have varying sizes of lengths of ropes, and they kind of hang at a staggered. They're all kind of staggered while they're hanging. So that's what I'm going to do to this garland. I'm just going to kind of revise it and make it to fit what I want to make out of it for Christmas. So the little bells were easy to kind of adjust. They're kind of clipped on. So a lot of them I just kind of cut my rope. And like I say, I want varying lengths for my twine. So the ones that did not have enough rope, then I just went in with some rope that I had and I retied some on those. And then I'm just going to bundle them all together to where they stagger, and I'm going to tie them in a knot at the top and kind of make like a little loop, and that way I can hang these at the end of like some greenery. I can hang them, I'll show you when I stage it what I end up hanging it on. But now I can use these bells throughout my home in different places. Just to give you an idea of different ways that you can, when you see things at the store and you don't necessarily want to use it the way it's intended, just give you a little tip, and ideas of things that you can do to it just to kind of make it fit your home and how you want it to look. Okay, the next project is going to be a fun one. We're going to create, it's kind of like, I don't know, this is Pinterest inspired, but you can make a Christmas tree out of like junk drawer pulls, hardware. So I'm going to take a scrap piece of board. This is a piece of a riser when we redid our stairs going upstairs. And Ben always has scrap pieces of wood for me, so I just kind of tell him what size I want. He'll go out and look around. But he did have to cut this one down a little bit to make it smaller to fit my project. But I went over it with my candle wax. I chalk painted it, and then I went over it with my plastic scraper, and then I went over it too with a sanding block. I want a lot of distressing on this because I really want this to look really chipped and worn looking. And then you just want to take assorted drawer pulls or whatever kind of little junk, kind of little metal pieces that you may have. And I don't know if y'all are like us, but we have little boxes of just little odds and ends of things that we use, and we just all throw it in a little box out in our work shed. So I just kind of went out there and I kind of dug around, and you can see there's kind of like a little gate latch, and then some of these are just drawer pulls. Now a few of them, they were like a bronze color, and I did go over them and I chalk painted them just so they would kind of all be in the same color scheme. Now if you want these to adhere to your wood permanently, you probably want to screw them, from the front to the back or to the back to the front, whichever way your drawer pulls are, or whatever kind of hardware that you use for this project. But I just used various ones that I had, and then I just kind of staggered them to kind of make the shape of a tree, and then I'm just going to hot glue mine. Now here I'm going to show you different variations for a tree topper. You can use a totally dazzled embellishment because I always have totally dazzled jewelry on hand for my projects. And then also here is a drawer pull, and I just gonna you can also use this for your tree topper. This to me is I love making projects that are very unique and have character, and so this is how this turned out. And then also you can add a little bow to it, but there's so many ways that you can create this, and it's fun just to go through some things that you may already have at home, or if you're out thrifting, don't pass up that old junky hardware or those little drawer pulls. Now, a lot of the projects in today's video is thrifted or yard sale, and y'all know I love working with scrap wood, which is free to me, and I always, like I told y'all, have scrap wood. Ben is always out cutting up something, and especially pallets. But this is a little piece of scrap pallet wood, I think, and I'm taking another transfer from my little Figgy pudding Iron Orchid design book that I just got, and I have enjoyed that book so much. But while it's Christmas, I'm trying to use transfers from that book and decorate some little pieces for Christmas. And little pieces of scrap wood like this, when you decorate it, you can use these so many ways throughout your home. You can put a hanger on it. You can make it into a Christmas ornament for your tree. You can put it on open shelving, your tier trays, and they just add so much to your vignettes just setting up. And so I just took the Merry Christmas, and then on that same page, there was also some little holly and some berries, and I thought that white was really pretty on this rustic worn piece of wood. And like I say, you can do so many little things with this, and it didn't take me no time to make it. Now, while we still got some scrap wood, I'm going to show you another project. There's actually a couple more projects using some scrap wood, but I'm using some milk paint, and I have started using this. I have this linked in my Amazon store, but it's basically powder, and you mix it with equal parts of water. So I did 1 scoop of the powder and then one scoop of water, and I just mixed it up because I only need a little bit for this project. But it has a really sandy, grainy texture, and the point is when you put it on, when you go to sand it, that grainy part is going to lift off of your base, and it's going to distress really well. And that's the lovely part of milk paint that I love. It gives things more of that chippy look. So this is just a couple of coats, and you can see how well that did. I just went over it with my sanding block, and then just to get some more worn look to it, I took a baby wipe, and I'm going to go over it with a baby wipe just to get a little bit more off of the edges. And then I'm going to show you a couple of ways that we can really create something really unique with this little scrap piece of wood that we just distressed. Now I'm going to show you an idea. You can also make a little tree out of vintage, again, hardware, whatever little hardware junk you may have around, and keys. A lot of times if I see keys out at yard sales or thrift stores, I always pick those up. But, and also you may have some just laying in a drawer if you're like us, that accumulate over the years and you don't even know what they go to. And then I use an antique vintage watch face for the tree topper. So just get creative. If you've got some old keys, get them out and make your little Christmas tree. Now with some more little scrap wood, I'm going to make some more little Christmas projects. And I'm taking this one and I'm showing you another idea versus, making the little Christmas tree out of the keys. I'm going to take the little Figgy pudding transfer book, and this had the Christmas greetings across the bottom, and then I took that little candle with that greenery and I transferred it over on the side. And I didn't show you me transferring it because I'll transfer some more here in a minute, but as far as video time, I didn't want to take up time showing you how to transfer all these because I don't want to bore y'all because I do a lot of transferring in my videos. But anyway, took those little holes that were in the scrap wood. I just put a little piece of wire in it and gave it a little handle and hung it on the Christmas tree. And this was so easy to make. And to me, I love little rustic Christmas ornaments that are so unique. Now this project, again, I'm going to show you on this one how we use the transfer. You just apply it down, hold it down in place with a little painter's tape, remove your white backing, go over it with your transfer tool, and then you just want to scrape it on to your piece of wood. Now, to me, they transfer really well onto wood. It really grabs that wood good. And then I just went over the sides with it. But I thought this holly with the whites and those berries, I thought this one was a beautiful piece. And I couldn't decide what I wanted to do with it. Now I'm taking some red Iron Orchid ink. Iron Orchid Design ink and my stamp pad, and I'm just going to use one of my Christmas stamps that I just got, and I'm just going to stamp very lightly Christmas on this. And this is a great piece. You can go over this too with a little sanding block just to make it look a little bit more distressed and aged, and I thought this turned out so pretty. Love the colors in this one. Okay, y'all, the last project. Last week's video, I showed y'all this beautiful Santa print, and I'm going to leave a link to that video at the end of this video and in my description. But I showed y'all what a beautiful print he is. He's 11 by 14, and I showed you in that video how to frame him, and I staged him. But he is absolutely gorgeous, and I told you I would have another one this week, and here it is. This one is huge. This one is a poster size. I'm going to have both of these linked in my Amazon store. Y'all, I have already ordered a couple more of these. I love them. They are very nice quality. They are thick, quality paper that they're printed on, and absolutely beautiful colors. Now, there's one similar at Hobby Lobby, and I think he is like $80 something. But I'm just going to show you a really quick way of how to display him. If you don't want to take him to the frame shop, or you don't have a frame that fits him, I'm just going to hot glue some little clothespins on the back of a vintage old window that I got at a yard sale, and I think I paid $2 for this window. But I just went in with a little bit of hot glue. I used some painter's tape, and I taped my poster on just so I'd know where it would be centered when I turn my window around, because basically he's going to be looking from the back to the outside. And so I just wanted to show you an economical way, if you've got an old window, of how you can just clip him on to the back of the window and he can kind of peek through. Now you can add some greenery across the top of your window. Right now my home is totally decorated for Christmas, so I don't have anywhere really wall space to hang him up. So anyway, I'm just kind of staging him just to kind of show you how he looks peeking through that window. And and I may eventually frame one, but for now, I just want to give y'all a really economical idea, if you do order this poster, because he's very budget friendly, of ways that you can display him in your home and it not cost a lot of money. Want to give y'all a heads up to be on the lookout for my next video. This will probably be the last for my Christmas edition, but it's going to be loaded with tons of ideas and inspiration and motivation for gift wrapping. So I'm going to show y'all some gift wrapping techniques, some ways we can embellish those gift bags, and a lot of things I'm going to use to gift wrap is going to be from the dollar store. So be on the lookout for my next video featuring the gift wrap. Okay, y'all, we are at the end of the video. Do not forget to go over and check out the link in my description box, and go over and visit all these other channels to check out their Winter Wonderland Christmas videos. I know there's going to be a lot of great content and a lot for us to get some great inspiration and ideas from. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming over and watching my channel. I hope you have subscribed, and I want to wish each of y'all a very happy and Merry Christmas.